What up, guys? This is your boy DZD, aka the Drank Kang, Purple World Entertainment, and you are live inside the Dungeon Palace Studios once again. Just want to say thank you to you guys for supporting the channel, for clicking on these videos, for watching these videos, your comments, your likes. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Today, I'm going to get into an explanation of why beats are overproduced. That's something that's very common. It's something that happens to all of us, especially you newcomers that are starting out in the game. And also, it tends to happen to a few old heads that have been in this game for a while. So I want to talk to you guys about it. I'm going to give you 3 simple tips that most producers and beat makers don't think about that will help you to avoid overproducing your beats.
Oh, goody, we about to get some jewels.
Yeah, you know we really love when you give us them tips, though.
Before we get into the video, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also click that little bell notification. That way you guys can get notified every single time I post videos just like this one. So without saying too much, let's jump inside the MPC software and I'm gonna walk you through these small tips. Let's do it. All right, friends, once again, we are live inside the MPC software and we're gonna talk about why tracks are always overproduced. You may have problems with this yourself. I know when I first started in the game, my mind would take me all kind of different places and I thought I had to put all kind of crazy stuff in a beat just to showcase it and just to make sure that it was nice. But I learned over the years that nothing beats just something simple and nice to where everything is in its right place and it has enough space on it for the track to do something nice. So I have a few tips that I wrote down. The first one is sound selection isn't good enough. When I'm listening to beats from people, when people send me beats to critique, stuff like that, I just noticed that the sound selection isn't that good. And that's something that could be big. It could be the VSTs you're choosing. You're going to have to do your own research on VSTs. You can ask around as to what VSTs are good. You know, like I always tell people, check out Studio Link, IndustryKits.com, you know, those type of places, because I know those guys deliver some quality sounds that I've dealt with over the years. The Nathan, they have some good VSTs as well. I'm going to leave a link in the video description to a few of these places that you can go check out their VSTs. When your sound selection isn't good enough, you feel that you need to start putting all different things in a beat just to make up for the fact that your sound selection wasn't there. You know, you may have to layer this and layer that, and then this instrument was thin, so you have to feel that you have to put this on it. Whereas if you would have chosen the correct sounds to begin with and invested in the proper sounds, then you wouldn't need to do all of that. Just one sound would be good enough to fill an entire track. So I'm going to show you this little melody here. This VST is made by Plugin Alliance. It's a really, really nice VST called Thorn. This is a nice sound that I found inside of here. Really nice melody. This melody, it's very, very chill. If you notice, all it has is just the chords here. You know, different variations of the chords, and then it has a light little melody that's playing up here with the yellow notes that I kind of just took the velocity down a little bit. And I kept it very simple, the chords and just these little notes. That's the trick that I was talking about. Just keep it simple. If you pick a good sound, then you don't have to put too much on it. You lay some chords down, lay a little light melody over it, and already the beat starts to take shape. Another downfall is mixing. Limited skills on mixing will definitely have you overproducing your beats, because if you don't know how to make a sound fit nice into a beat, then all of a sudden you start cramming things in, trying to make up for the fact that the sound isn't mixed well. So let's go on and just drop the EQ on this. First thing we did was we dropped all of the low end out, and then I'm going to bring the high end down as well just a little bit to kind of give it a nice little mellow dull feel. Now this particular sound starts to take shape, because you start to hear like the nice dreaminess in it, because it's not peaking on the high end and it doesn't have a lot of low end rumble. So we're just going to dip out just the middle frequency here. And what that does is, dipping out that middle frequency, it gives us room for if we want to put a counter melody on top of this. That way the counter melody isn't fighting for that middle frequency, like, with this melody here. Not being able to mix your sounds well enough, it'll definitely have you overcompensating for your beats and putting different sounds in that don't need to be there. All right, another thing that causes a big problem when trying to make sure you don't overproduce your beats is just the mind state, simple arrogance. That may sound kind of off when it comes down to music production, but what I mean by that is arrogance is one of the things that will make you showcase too much on a beat. And the reason why it's easy to get caught up in that arrogant mentality is because we are living in a time to where the producer is now put on the same pedestal as the artist. We've never seen so many producers that are known. You know their names now. Before you used to hear just the artist and didn't even know who produced the track. But now producers are being put on that same type of pedestal. You got your Zaytovens and your Cashises. You got your Southside, your Metro Boomin, all of the 808 Mafia. You got your Nick Mirror and all of the Internet Money crew. It's kind of hard to not fall into that arrogant mentality that you want to showcase on a beat, especially when it comes down to drums. Sometimes your drum program, you got the 808 bends going all over the place. Your 808s is going everywhere. And you got your hi-hat rolls, they're going all over the place, That's just flexing too much on a beat, just trying to showcase your skill and forgetting that you're part of a crew. Your beats, eventually you want to hear an artist on the beat. So if you're forgetting that you're part of a duo or a trio or however many artists you're producing for, so you have to be able to put just enough in and allow for them to put in their part. That way you guys join and you make each other better. You don't want to showcase on beats and overcrowd the whole entire beat. Let's drop some drums on this track here. Just some simple drums. We're going to keep it very simple. We're not going to do anything crazy with it. Just some very simple trap drums. Let's do it. See, just that quick. We kept it simple, nothing too fancy. We don't have all kind of hi-hat rolls going everywhere. We just interjected a little something to give the beat a nice little jump. We put out a nice and simple kicking and clap pattern, and then we put our little percussion sounds behind it. All right, let's drop this 808 on the track, and remember, we're gonna keep it really, really simple. Let's do it. Just that easy, quick, simple. That's how you work it. We don't have a bunch of bends and slides going all over the place. I'm not saying you can't drop that stuff in. You want to give the beat your own flavor, but still remember, as I said, you're part of a duo. So you don't want to start flexing all over a beat and then not leave enough room for the artist to do something on because you just got all kind of craziness that's happening in it. So just remember that. That's a really good tip. Don't have an arrogant mentality when you come in the studio and you're ready to produce something for an artist. Just keep in mind that it's a team, it's teamwork, and both of you guys wanna make each other better. Another way that overproducing a beat can happen, as nice as it may seem and as good as it may be, is by watching other producers. Now, before you guys jump in the comments and start going off and tell me,
oh, watching producers, nothing is wrong with that, and I've learned so much from producers.
You guys are absolutely right. You want to take in from different producers. You want to take in as much knowledge as you can, but at the same time, you have to understand the concept of why you're doing it. I like to refer to this concept as the separate and simplify concept. When you take in different ideas from different producers, you watch this guy, you learn this. You watch that guy, you learn this. You watch that guy, you learn this. You watch this one, you learn that. Now you sit down and you're ready to create. You have all of these different things and you try and cram them all into one beat. That's a recipe for overproduction instantly. Whereas if you use the separate and simplify method, you take those tips that you learn this from one guy, you go apply that in a beat. Then you learn this from another guy, you go apply that in another beat. Then you learn this from another guy, you go apply that in another beat. See how you separated all of these different things? You're separating all of these different ideas. And after you separate them, then you simplify it. You take all of those different ideas that you implemented in those different beats and you simplify it to where you come up with your own method of doing those things. You trim things off, you simplify it in a manner to where now it's your own style. And you take that and that's what you go bring to your beats now. You've learned by separating all of these different tips, and then you simplified it by making it your own now. And that's the concept of music making when you learn. You always want to implement different things that you've learned, and you want to put your own twist to it to where you now can put your trademark on the sound that you're creating. No overproducing. You're not trying to cram all these different ideas into one beat and now the beat starts to sound all jumbled. Nothing can be done with it. The only thing you can do is pretty much listen to the instrumental. That's it. So be very, very careful of the mentality you watch different producers with. Yes, again, take in as much knowledge as you can, but separate that knowledge and then simplify that knowledge to where it now becomes your own method of doing things. So let's drop some nice chords on this track. I have a piano that's pulled up. Just one of my regular pianos. Put it in chords. We're going to drop some simple chords in this track, and I'm going to teach you how to kind of amp your chords up without making another melody over your chords. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's lay down some simple chords, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we have our chords. So now we're going to take these notes here and we're going to shorten them and add another note in that. And I'll show you what I mean. Just watch the screen and I'm going to pick where I'm going to put the notes. Let's do it. See right here, I want to shorten this note and then I want to add another note in here to fill it out. See how it has that note in there to kind of give the chord a nice little jump. So let's do it. Let's find somewhere else we can do it. Right here. And then we're going to put in another note. Let's do it somewhere in here. Right here. Let's do it here. Let's do it here. And then that should be good. Now our chords aren't just bland, it has like a little bit of rhythmic feel to your chords. This is a nice little trick for you guys. This is something that I learned to kind of just amp my chords up and just kind of give it a nice little melodic feel with the chords instead of going up here and putting a melody on top. All right, this is just another little trick with the MPC when you put it in chord mode. It's not really a trick, it's just something that a lot of people don't think about. When you put it in chord mode, it's gonna play the chords for you. Versus notes. But if you keep it in notes and you just play different pads together, you can come up with some interesting variations on the chords, because remember, it puts it in chord mode and all of these these notes fit each other. So, you know, if you just kind of work with them and just kind of feel your way through them, you can come up with some interesting patterns. So let's lay down a nice little counter melody on this, just something to bring in when the chorus comes in, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Let's go. See, without putting it in chord mode, we just kind of felt our way around the notes. I use that. I use this. I use this and this. Just feel your way around the notes, and you can kind of come up with 2 or 3 different notes that fit each other, and you can use that in your melodies, and it kind of gives your melodies a different twist instead of just using just the regular chords that they give you. I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Just a few basic tips that you guys can keep in mind when you're producing your beats, when your beat makers are out there making your beats. Rewind this video if you need to. That way you can kind of refresh your mind on these tips and start implementing them instantly. If you found any value in this video, smash that thumbs up button. It helps your boy out a lot. And also drop me a comment below. I would love to know what you guys think on overproducing beats and what you guys see out there. Make sure you guys are following my Instagram at the Drank Kang, and also follow my Facebook page at facebook.com/Dungeon Palace Studio. That's my time, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. This is the kid DZD, aka the Drank Kang, Purple World Entertainment, live from the Dungeon Palace Studios, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.